He there, my beautifully chaotic audience. All of you who've ever been doubted, dismissed, underestimated, played like you were too slow to see the game happening right in front of your face. You, sitting there, holding the kind of truth that could turn an empire into confetti with one tap of your finger. And today, oh, today, you found out exactly how powerful that is, because they really tried that goofy shit. And your screenshot, your receipt, your evidence, your digital nuke, just embarrassed them in motherfucking 4K for the entire world to see. Now listen, let me talk to you for a second. See, people love to play with you like you're soft. Like your silence means you're clueless, like your patience means you're blind. But you've been watching the whole damn time, collecting data like it's Pokemon cards. You've been taking notes while they were taking advantage. You've been cataloging every fake smile, every backhanded comment, every little betrayal they swore you'd never notice. And then you pulled out the screenshot. Do you realize how iconic that is? Do you understand the absolute poetry of that moment? Because see, there's a special kind of power in staying quiet while someone builds their own coffin with their own behavior. And there's a special kind of beauty in letting them hammer that final nail themselves, only for you to post the receipts and let the truth echo louder than any lie they ever tried to tell. You didn't destroy them, you didn't sabotage them, they did the goofy shit. You just hit save. And look, let's be real here. People always think you're the threat when you finally say something, when you finally show your evidence, when you finally expose the facade. But nah, you were the calm one, the patient one, the one who gave them every opportunity to act right. They chose chaos, you chose proof. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that is strength. Because you've spent so much of your life being gaslit, manipulated, minimized, told you're overreacting, told you're doing too much. You've been made to feel insane for simply noticing patterns, for remembering details, for holding on to things that mattered because someone else pretended they didn't. But now the world sees what you saw. You know what that is: validation, closure, rebirth. And yeah, maybe it feels messy, maybe it feels heavy. Maybe part of you is shaking right now because you're not used to this level of power in your hands. But trust me, this wasn't revenge. This was self-defense. This was accountability. This was you finally stepping out of the shadows of your own self-doubt and saying, nah, you're not gonna play with me like that. And look, I get it. You're used to holding everything in. You're used to swallowing your pain, brushing it off, letting things slide. You're used to people walking all over your softness because they mistake kindness for stupidity. But today, you reminded them that you're not soft, you're silent until necessary, you're observant until required, you're peaceful until someone tries to paint you as the villain in a story they wrote with their own stupidity. See, people love to perform innocence when the consequences show up at their doorstep. They love to cry. This is being blown out of proportion. After they spent weeks throwing matches at the gasoline, they love to pretend like they were misunderstood when they knew damn well what they were doing. But not this time. Not with you. Because your screenshot ended the debate. 100 excuses can crumble in front of one truth. 1,000 lies can dissolve in one image. A whole character can collapse from one timestamp. And you, my friend, you held the timestamp. You know, Sometimes the universe taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, stop doubting yourself." And sometimes it doesn't whisper. Sometimes it hands you a moment like this. A moment where everything becomes clear, where you realize you weren't crazy, you weren't paranoid, you weren't making things up. You were right. And that feeling hits different. Because for once, the burden isn't on you to prove anything. The truth is standing there naked, screaming at full volume. And all you had to do was show what was already real. You know what else? This wasn't just about exposing someone else. This was about revealing you, your strength, your resilience, your unwillingness to be played like a fool one more damn time. People forget that you're not just someone who observes. You're someone who knows, someone who remembers, someone who, when pushed, will pull out the one piece of evidence that flips the entire storyline upside down. And you did that. Today, you did that. And maybe you're sitting there wondering what comes next. Maybe you're unsure if you went too far. Maybe you're questioning yourself because you're so used to apologizing for your reactions instead of holding people accountable for their actions. But hear me clearly. You didn't go too far. They went too far. You just finally matched the energy. You're not the villain for exposing the truth. You're the villain in their story because they never expected you to stop playing the victim in yours. Let me say that again. Slower, smoother, with a little extra bite. You stopped being the victim the moment you said, "Nah, here's what really happened." And that is why they're embarrassed. Not because you ruined anything, but because you revealed everything. They weren't ready for your backbone. They weren't ready for your intelligence. They weren't ready for your receipts. They weren't ready for you. And now the world is watching, not just them. You. Watching you rise. Watching you stand firm. Watching you stop letting people walk all over your boundaries like they were optional. Look, you didn't just embarrass someone in 4K. You reclaimed your power in 4K. You reminded the world that you're done being the quiet one, the pushed around one, the one who gets blamed for simply having a heart. You showed them that you can be kind, but not blind. You can be patient, but not passive. You can be forgiving, but not forgetful. You showed them who the FC you are. And deep down, you know this moment isn't the downfall of anyone. It's the awakening of you. Keep that energy, hold that standard, and never again let anyone convince you that your truth is too much, simply because it reveals who they really are. And the wild part is, you can almost feel the shift happening in you, right? That little internal click, that quiet certainty in your chest that whispers, "Yeah, I'm not the one to play with anymore." And, it's kind of funny when you think about it, because the same people who laughed at you, the same ones who thought you were naive, clueless, slow, easy to manipulate, they're suddenly acting nervous as hell, skittish, jumping at shadows like they know a storm is coming, and you're the one holding the lightning, and you're sitting there like, oh, now you're scared. Now you want to act brand new. See, they weren't afraid when they were doing the goofy shit. They weren't afraid when they were running their mouth. They weren't afraid when they thought you'd never speak up, never show proof, never push back. The fear only arrived when they realized you weren't the character they wrote for you in that little fantasy script of theirs. That moment when they finally see you, like actually see you, it hits them like a freight train with no brakes, and you can almost sense that panic radiating off them. because nothing terrifies a liar more than someone who remembers the truth. Nothing shakes a manipulator more than someone who refuses to forget. Nothing rattles a hypocrite more than a person who has receipts, timestamps, digital fingerprints, and the spine to show them. You're dangerous to them, you know that. Not because you're ruthless, not because you're unhinged, but because you're aware. Awareness ruins every illusion they try to paint. And look, here's something people never tell you. Strength doesn't always come from shouting, or fighting, or throwing punches in some dramatic movie scene. Sometimes it comes from the quietest decision you ever make. Keeping the screenshot, holding on to the truth, waiting for the right moment, and choosing yourself when it finally arrives. You did that instinctively, like it was muscle memory, like your soul was tired of being stepped on and said, "Nah, we're not doing that again." And, it's wild how empowerment sneaks up on you. 1 second you're doubting yourself, questioning whether you're too sensitive, whether you misread the situation, whether you should just let things slide again. Then boom. One screenshot, one message, one contradiction. Everything lines up, and suddenly you're not confused anymore. You're not lost. You're not soft. You're awake. That's the thing people don't get. You weren't looking for revenge. You weren't out here waiting to embarrass anyone. You were just tired. Tired of being played. Tired of being lied to. Tired of watching people gamble with your trust, like it wasn't worth anything. A person can only take so much before a different version of them steps forward. Not the broken version, not the timid version, the version that says, "I'm done pretending I don't see what's right in front of me." And once that version of you shows up, oh, it changes everything. Suddenly your silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Your patience isn't naivety, it's precision. Your kindness isn't vulnerability, it's choice. You move different, you feel different, you are different. Because that screenshot, they're never just a picture, it's a shift, a moment, a turning point. That image held truth, but it also held your evolution. Every pixel, every line, every piece of exposed hypocrisy was like a mirror showing you your own strength. And the more you looked at it, the more you realized how long you'd been downplaying yourself. How long you'd been shrinking to make room for people who wouldn't even give you the courtesy of honesty. And, isn't it strange how one exposure, one moment of clarity can peel something open inside you? Not bitterness, nah, you're past that. Not vengeance, you don't need that. Just this grounded certainty, this inner authority you didn't know you had. You carry yourself different when you know you're not delusional. Your back straightens, your voice steadies, your energy gets sharper. People around you can feel it, even if they don't understand it, even if they pretend not to, even if they whisper behind your back, wishing you'd go back to being the version of you that let them get away with shit. And I mean, look at you. You didn't crumble, you didn't fold, you didn't beg for validation or approval. You showed the truth, and you stood in it. And the world, watching from the outside, felt the impact, all because someone tried to play you like you were disposable, tried to run goofy shit like you wouldn't catch them, tried to pretend you were too oblivious to notice. They really thought you were that easy to manipulate. And now, you're the one holding the narrative. They're the ones scrambling to rewrite their excuses. You're the one people are looking at with newfound respect, or fear, which honestly works too. The price of underestimating you just skyrocketed. And the funny thing is, you can almost feel people recalibrating around you know? Like they're trying to update whatever outdated version of you they had saved in their heads, because they were expecting the quiet one, the sweet one, the it's okay, I understand one. Instead they got the your lies just got eviscerated in front of a live audience version of you. And that tends to rearrange a few dynamics real quick. And there's this shift, subtle but heavy, where people start choosing their words a little more carefully when they talk to you. You can hear it in the pauses, in the lowered voices, in the way they glance at their phones before saying something, like they're afraid of becoming the next screenshot. Which is hilarious because you're not out here collecting receipts like trophies. You're just done being disrespected with impunity. It's wild, right? You didn't change your personality. You didn't change your morals. You didn't change your kindness. You just stopped letting people perform innocence on your time. And that energy, that's loud without ever raising your voice. You ever notice how, once people realize you don't play dumb anymore, they suddenly start confessing things you never asked about? Like guilt starts leaking out of them in these awkward little stutters. That's because truth has weight, and when you carry it with confidence, guilty people feel it pressing on them even when you're not saying a damn thing. And you're moving differently too, not in a paranoid way, not in a trust no one way. More like, you finally stepped into the version of yourself that doesn't apologize for seeing reality clearly. There's a steadiness in your chest, a kind of quiet fire, something alive, humming, like your intuition is finally getting the respect from you that it deserved this whole time. Because let's be honest, you knew. You always knew. You saw the weird vibe shifts, the inconsistencies, the little micro-betrayals people thought were invisible. You felt them, even when you couldn't articulate them. And when the screenshot hit, everything clicked into place with the force of a cosmic slap. It's empowering, but in that unnerving way too, where you're like, damn, I really wasn't crazy after all. That realization hits different, deep, sharp, almost emotional, and there's something kind of beautiful in the way you're learning to trust your own perception again. Like you're slowly undoing all the self-doubt that other people's manipulation planted in you. You're reclaiming your instincts, your clarity, your authority in your own narrative. You can feel it in the way you walk into a room. You're not shrinking anymore. You're not over-explaining anymore. You're not offering softness to people who weaponize it. There's a certain posture you have now, like a quiet, don't play with me aura that wraps around you without needing to be spoken. And the people who get it, they respect it immediately. The ones who don't, they feel threatened, even if you aren't doing a damn thing. It's funny how truth rearranges the whole ecosystem. And see, that's what really shakes people. Not the screenshot, not the exposure, not the embarrassment. It's the way you didn't fall apart afterward. The way you didn't backtrack or panic or second-guess yourself like you might have in the past. You stood there, steady, present, unmoved, and that quiet confidence. Yeah, that's what unsettles the ones who relied on your uncertainty. And honestly, there's something about this version of you that feels almost inevitable. Like you were always meant to step into this sharper, wiser, more self-assured form. Like life kept handing you lies and betrayals not to break you, but to sharpen your discernment into something damn near supernatural. It's a different kind of strength. Not loud, not chaotic, just real, lived in, earned. And the crazy part is, you're not even angry. You're just done being fooled. Done entertaining people who underestimate your intelligence. Done giving free passes to behavior that should have never been acceptable. You're in your I see everything clearly and I'm not ignoring it anymore era. And that scares the hell out of people who benefited from your confusion. You're not confused anymore. You're not lost. You're not guessing. You're aware. You're awake. You're aligned with yourself in a way that feels almost dangerous. In that gorgeous, powerful, Joker-esque sense of someone who has finally realized they hold the leverage. And there's this electricity around you, this unspoken shift, this vibe that says you'll never be played in the same way again. Not because you're guarded, but because you're finally respecting your own damn clarity. And there's this thing that happens once you step into that clarity. You start catching stuff instantly, almost instinctively, like your brain is running upgraded software, and you didn't even realize it downloaded. Little comments people make. You hear the intention behind them. Shady energy. You feel it before they even enter the room. Inconsistencies. You spot them like neon signs. It's like your whole perception sharpened overnight. And, that kind of intuition hits different when you finally trust it. And you can tell it unnerves people. There's this subtle shift, like they're talking to you while mentally tiptoeing, trying not to leave fingerprints on anything they say, because they can't lie to you the way they used to. They can't manipulate the narrative and expect you to just nod along. They can't hide behind the mask they were so comfortable wearing. You see straight through that shit now, and you don't even have to try. And look, it's not arrogance, it's not ego. It's the kind of awareness that comes from being burned enough times that your soul finally said, yeah, we're done touching the stove, just to make sure it's hot. And, the wildest part, you're not even confrontational about it. You don't need to be. You just sit there with your new baseline of honesty, and it exposes people without you lifting a finger. They unravel themselves. They panic in their own silence. They trip over excuses you never asked for. Your presence alone is the accountability they were hoping to avoid. And the difference in you is subtle, but impossible to miss. You laugh differently, lighter, cleaner, like you're not carrying their bullshit in your chest anymore. You breathe differently, deep, unbothered, like you finally have space inside you that used to be occupied by doubt. Your eyes changed. There's a steadiness in them people can't quite place. Like you've seen too much to ever go back to playing clueless. And it's kind of beautiful, honestly, because you didn't become cold. You didn't become bitter. You didn't turn into some stone-hearted version of yourself. You became discerning, selective, aligned. There's a difference. I mean, you can feel it in the way you respond to things now. Where you once would have spiraled, you pause. Where you once would have questioned yourself, you question them. Where you once would have internalized the blame, you step back and recognize the pattern. That's growth that doesn't get enough credit. And, there's this quiet confidence that started building in you, like a slow-burning fire, not explosive, not dramatic, just steady, constant, unshakable. People who once underestimated you don't know how to approach you anymore. And honestly, they shouldn't. They don't have access to the old version of you, the one they manipulated, guilt-tripped, gaslit, twisted around their finger. That version upgraded. And the new version, yeah, You're not someone who gets played twice. You catch things mid-sentence. You see intentions people think they're hiding. You sense the shift the moment the energy turns. You feel dishonesty like a bruise being pressed. Your sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's radar. It's detection. It's survival instinct wrapped in intuition. And isn't it interesting how the same qualities they mocked you for are the ones protecting you now? Your attention to detail, your empathy, your memory, your depth, your ability to connect dots nobody else was even looking at. Traits they dismissed as overthinking are the exact traits that kept you from being blindsided again.